All right, welcome to a new video. Today we're working on my Tiguan here, 2013. And I'm gonna be doing not a paint correction. I mean, you can see right here where I went and covered over the bad spots that were big chips. Which looks really ugly. You can see there's swirl marks and junk everywhere, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm gonna be hitting it with a cut. I'm gonna do a rough cut, coarse cut. Then we're gonna go to a buff, and then we're gonna go to a polish to try and smooth these down and blend them better. They're still gonna look ugly. Paint's still gonna look bad because paint's just old. I did a little practice on this fender. You can see the paint's much cleaner. But same over here. This did get buffed, but there's just spots on it. Here had a ton of scratches, tons of deep scratches. So I went over, loosely covered over them. We're gonna try and buff that and level it down. Same with right here, had really bad scratches. So trying to smooth it so it's not as noticeable. There was some like big, you can see like rock chips almost, which is a little better now. They had a couple bad ones, and then it had some bad ones here from when the hood came off, doing the engine. So those got, again, very badly covered over, but I'm just looking to blend it and make it look not as noticeable. Get more of a shine to it. Got a car show tomorrow I'm going to, so I want it to look as good as possible. So I'm gonna kind of just set it up. I'm gonna start with the hood, then we're gonna hit the bumper, fenders. We're gonna do pretty much the front half of the car here, and then flip around, back it in, get the back half. So just wanted to update a couple before and after so you could see just how bad it looks, and hopefully it'll look somewhat better. And those might have to be just wet sanded to blend in and then buffed over. It's probably the better idea, but I'll at least try it like this, and I can always fix it later. So, all right, I'll update you when we get going on this. All right, update time. We're probably about an hour, a little over an hour in. This is how we're looking. Still got some small scratches. Got the majority. Blended the hood a little better. You could, farther away the better, obviously. But I did the headlights, the sides, all of the roof. There was a massive scratch here. I should have showed it before, but I was able to buff that out. Just really went to town on it. On the back, this is much more blended now. This is where the scratches are. You can still kind of see them, but they're gonna blend a little better as we get going. So the back here. So I ended up doing the whole car. Pretty high speed. I ended up stepping it up after the hood. I started at the hood at like 3,500 RPMs. And once I got towards the back and the heavy areas with the scratches, which I should have done it higher in the front because the hood's pretty beat, but I think once we get the swirl remover going, it'll clear up. But I bumped it up to 4. Let's see what we got here. That's what I was running at, so, you know, a little over 4. You can see the pad used to be yellow. Now it's a nice dark. So it really chipped that paint away, took off all the imperfections. This needs a good clean. I'm actually gonna peel it off and go soak it. I also use Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Pro Speed. This So that's for the first step. Second step's going to be Mirror Glaze Soil Remover 2.0. So we're going to be hitting it with this next, and an ultra fine polishing pad. I'm not sure what the speed we're supposed to use is. I'll take a peek here. I'm probably going to be running around the same, probably 3,500, depending on what this says. Okay, doesn't really say what speed, so I'm going to guess I'm going to go higher speed, probably 4,000, probably about the same with the ultra fine pad. Just run it in. I also rip this cutting pad apart, so that's about how much you can expect out of it to get a whole car buff. I'm gonna put the pad in here and just kind of let it soak. I did forget to mention at the beginning, I went through this whole car and started with a no-touch wash, then a touch wash, then I clay barred it, then I iron removed it, and then washed it again before pulling it in. Try and get as many imperfections out before buffing as possible, because you don't want dirt on there and then to be just buffing more dirt into the paint. That's what you don't want. So wipe off some of the compound. You can see pretty decent. Still, deep scratches aren't going to come out. You can probably see where I hit here. This was a massive scratch from hitting a traffic cone. That's much better. And up here where that paint is, when you buff the compound off, it'll be a little better under here, but those are still going to stick out in the light. But from far away, you won't be able to see them too bad. Right here is with the compound on it. There we go. Pretty good looking finish. So we're gonna go through now. I'm letting the buffer cool for a minute because that thing is piping hot. One more spot. See, this hood has just got so many imperfections in it. But an area like the roof that doesn't get as many scratches seems to, obviously buff way better. It's like a mirror. See that one big scratch, but in the light, looks pretty good. So let it cool for a minute. Take a drink, take a break, get myself prepared, and then we're gonna hit it with the fine compound and a fine finishing pad, buff it all down, then I'll give you an update. Then I'm gonna clean it one more time, and then it's gonna get hit with graphite infused ceramic. Oh, maybe it's just graphite infused. I thought it was ceramic. We're gonna hit it with this. So we're gonna hit it with the wax, green Toro wax. We also have Meguiar's ceramic, this one, but I like the look with this looks better on black cars, I think. So that's what we're gonna go with. So I will check back with you in a bit. All right, so here's our update. Just got done doing the polish on it. So I used my ultra fine foam polishing pad right here. Show car finish. Along with a mirror glaze. I was running it right there. You can see the speed. So probably probably like 5,500 RPMs. Almost maxed out. Real light pressure. So I got a good rotation on it. Good spin. I just started wiping it off. It's still got some really deep scratches and I'm just not going to be able to get out without going to absolute town on it. Still got the hood is just really bad. It takes the brunt when all the rocks come up. So this is the haze that the polish leaves. Just wipe a little bit off. So we're looking like pretty dang good. definitely much better along the side. I already buffed this off. That's like almost mirror finish. Same with the top. I got a scratch here that I wish I had seen because I would have painted in that, but that's fine. These are much better. Again, like far away, those aren't as noticeable, but they're still noticeable. The roof looks much better. Pretty much got that scratch. I can barely even see where it is right there. Pretty much got it all the way out for the most part. That is from who knows what, but it won't come off. Along the side here. The roof, most of the scratches buffed out. Not buffed out, but at least like, it looks worse on camera. Like from up close, you can't really tell. Far away, I mean. Those ones are a little rough. That looks good. This is better. This is still really ugly. But, you know, it's good enough for now. I'm happy with that. Far away, you can't really tell. There's that side reflection. Looks really good. All along the side here. And along the top. Still not even finished wiping it off all the way. I had to get a new rag. That looks good. Sides. That. So I got to finish buffing the hood off. Roof looks pretty good besides that. That was another chip. So up close you can see it, but far away it starts to blend. So this is just with taking the polish off. You can see there's the hood. Light pressure to just polish it off. Looks pretty good. We'll wipe the rest of it off. It's got like, you know, wax in the crevices, so I just bunch up the towel and just try and slide it through and break it up. I'll open the hood and clean in there too. Then I'll show you the front of the hood. Okay, so that's the hood mostly buffed off. There's still little bits. You can see that gloss is way better now. Bumper is really beat, so there's not a ton that can be done to it. You know, it's a bumper. It's cracked. It's got big rock chips. But it's definitely way better than it was. So, also my license plate goes there. I just took it off to be able to get a good buff. Headlights look brand new. So now I'm gonna finish buffing off all the excess. Just, you know, little bits here and there you can see. Finish buffing off the excess. And again, this is just taken off the compound. We haven't even waxed it yet. So we're gonna get our graphite wax here. Thought I had ceramic here, but probably do this again next spring to get it ready. So hopefully this will last the winter, and then I'll do a legit ceramic shell that's gonna harden on. But we're gonna go through and apply that, wait for it to haze, and then buff that off, and then we'll get our final reveal. So here's our finished result. See the front of the hood still really tough. Nothing I can do about it. It's just all chunked up from rocks hitting it. But it's at least polished now. I did 2 coats of the graphite wax. In between it, I let it haze. And once it hazed, then I'd hit it with another layer, let it haze, and then buffed it off. Pretty good looking shine. Not too bad looking. You know, still, that's definitely noticeable if you get up close. That looks pretty decent. That looks good. that looks pretty good. So, you know, overall, first time really trying. I think it looks pretty decent. You know, I learned a lot about how to work the buffer, speeds, and all that. You can see the fuzzies on it, but that reflection, look at that reflection. It's like glass. Just lint fuzzies on it now. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. Roof looks like a mirror. Columns look pretty good. Got most of the scratches. There's a few ones that didn't come out. This I don't really care about. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Hood is, you know, it's definitely better. It's not great. Never will be great, but it's at least looks clean, somewhat cared about. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for now. So I'm probably gonna wait till springtime. You know, we're coming into fall now. This hopefully we get through the winter. I'm sure it's gonna get beat up. So it comes springtime, probably go through, do a lighter buff, polish, and then an actual, I'm gonna do Avalon King ceramic shell on it, which I really should have done that before winter. Try and protect the paint as much as I could, but couldn't get it in time. So I had this last weekend. Nice weather out, as you can see, beautiful weather. Nice weather out, so I had, you know, just what time I could to try and get it done. So I did what I had, you know. But overall, it looks pretty good. There's a couple little, like, swirls. It probably could use a little more buffing with a towel to get some of those out, but my arms are getting tired. I've been at this for hours. It took probably around 3 hours to go through and buff it and polish it. So that's where we're gonna leave it at, though. That's it for this video. If you want to see more on the car, what I've done to it, definitely let me know down below. I have another video coming about doing the lower motor mount on it. We put the insert in the lower motor mount, I should say. It's tuned, KO4 turbo, intake, brand new. Well, I rebuilt the engine in it. I have clips from rebuilding the engine if you want to see that. I can make a little video out of it and just stuff like that. Different wheels on it, mud flaps. I didn't record putting those on, but they look good enough. And now I'm thinking about either lifting it for the winter or doing the complete opposite and lowering it. So let me know what you want to see with this car. I also got pods on the inside, the gauges on the pillar, which I need to paint those. But that's gonna do it for this video. So let me know what you think. Comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.